Here's the good news, everyone. The tent is still above us. And we didn't wake up with it on our face, which is awesome.
It's close to our face, but it's not on our face.
It's close to our face. And luckily, it wasn't too heavy of a rain last night or windy, because I think the water would have gathered and would have buckled on us.
I love to wake up in the morning, but keep dreaming without wording. The day is gone. And sometimes I take a walk, but I forget about the clock. I can slow down. My friends are sitting laughing, but I just keep on laughing. They're knocking on my door, but I'm knocking them down. They say I'm acting crazy, but I just wanna lie in the sun. Whoa, lie in the sun.
Welcome back to... I completely forgot what I was about to say.
Day 105.
Day 105. I'm Captain.
And Captain sounds tired. And I'm Sunshine.
And we're still walking.
And we're still talking. We are off at 7:10 this morning. We are going to go 20.3 miles from stealth campsite, tent site 1166 to tent site 1186. So the tents, I'm calling the ones that are marked on far out with little tent, the tent sites, and I'm calling it, are you going to take over? Captain's going to take over because I'm not doing a great job holding on to this thing.
No.
And then I'm calling them the stealth sites, or the ones that are just random sites that are not mentioned on the app. At least that's what I'm doing going forward. I don't know what I've been doing going so far. What else? We had a 17-mile water carry yesterday, and we still have a mile and a half, and we're down to a half a liter of water. So that's the longest water carry we've had where there's no access to water, which is pretty big. And
It's been tough.
yeah, that has been
I've
tough.
definitely been thirsty throughout the morning.
And yeah, because we do use a lot of water in the morning, but last night's meals didn't take any water, which was good. Or I put water in it during the day, so we knew how to ration the rest of our water. And it wasn't super hot yesterday, but that weight makes such a difference. So I was thinking, my pack doesn't feel that heavy this morning. The weather today is supposed to be off and on rain, I think 50% chance of showers. It feels great right now, so we are not complaining at all. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Let's get going.
My friends are sitting laughing, but I just keep on laughing. They're knocking on my door, but I'm knocking them down. They say I'm acting crazy, but I just wanna lie in the sun.
I feel like the snakes are taunting me. Or someone's taunting me. Snake skin. Ugh. Boy.
So being in this kind of almost very humid, foresty environment, I honestly have to say it's kind of tempting us at this point. We had about a 17-mile water carry yesterday, and now there is just rivers and kind of pools of water everywhere. And honestly, I'm kind of fed up. Why couldn't this have been midway through the day yesterday? Who knows? But it is very beautiful and also slightly creepy. I feel like there could be like a killer running through these woods. Ooh.
So this is an over and an under. I hope you don't enter into another universe now. Largo, you still there? Captain, you still there? You in another universe? Oh,
Wow.
it's the universe of cheese.
It's suddenly colder.
And there's cheese, Largo.
Wow.
Life is good. Captain and I found a restaurant we like with chairs. Look at that. Look at those chairs. We're thinking about stopping here for lunch, even though it's still breakfast time. Q&A time, guys, while we make ourselves some lunch. All right, so Hazel says, how do you deal with personal cleanliness?
Good question. We don't.
Largo doesn't. I do.
Says the person who stopped wearing deodorant. I don't want to hear it from you.
Okay, so what do we do about personal hygiene? You don't do a lot, right?
I do very
What do you
little.
do?
I just wash my face at night and then put on deodorant.
You brush your teeth too?
Of course. I feel like that's kind of a given though. Just slightly.
Okay, so it's kind of varied on the trail. It varies depending on how I feel, how tired I am. I try to brush my teeth morning and night. I'm going to admit, I've never been a person that has only brushed their teeth once a day. Some nights I'm too tired and I've already put my toothpaste or toothbrush or something away in the bear can. I'm like, oh, forget it. I use Loom feminine wipes. Just anyone can use them. I don't know why they call them feminine wipes, but I use them on sometimes, not every day, on my legs and my armpits and my private areas, like 1 or 2 wipes. I don't use them every day because I can't pack out enough for that. I use these little wipey things that I got on Amazon, which look like the size of a breath mint, and then you put water on them and they expand. Again, I love to use these at night before bed just to wash down my face a bit, and you should see the amount of dirt that comes off my face and like my ears and my neck, but I don't do it every single day. We get a shower, I would say every 5
days around there.
About every 5 to 7 days.
And I consider myself dirty immediately when I put on my clothing after anything. So
yeah, we start smelling.
The clothing has smelled since our first use of it. I mean,
even when we wash it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to change anything at this point. So I think these are trail clothes forever.
Yeah, forever. We just get used to stinking, although we don't like it. We've just gotten used to being dirty, which is not at all ugh, but and then of course we don't wash our hair or anything like that while we're out here. So I was told that maybe my menstrual cycle would go away. I think it went away 1 month and that's it, and it's just here. So I use a Diva cup. I bring tampons just in case, but the Diva cup seems to work. I rinse it out with water, and then I use the feminine wipes on myself. So luckily I've been off trail a couple times when it's come, at least for a couple days, which has been really, really nice. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. You know, I'm used to dealing with being a female. So, Captain, do you want to explain what you're doing right now?
I am making instant potatoes for some reason. We've switched it out slightly.
It's really hot.
Yeah, that's why I'm using the little oven mitt thing. We have basically started to make alternative MRE kind of reheatable things because. Why not? Add a little variety, spice.
Well, these are getting expensive and we're tired of them.
Exactly.
And then we're going to add some chicken breast in there. Usually we dump this into a plastic Ziploc bag and don't carry this hard container. I don't know what I was thinking, but... And then, okay, so he's just... I think you just leave that, can't you? Because it's instant.
No, normally you need to kind of let the powder... You need to move it around so that the powder activates with the water. Okay.
What do you do with your trash? Okay, so our trash... Let me grab our trash to show you. This is, usually we have a Ziploc bag that we've eaten some food like potatoes or something, and then we put our trash in here. During the day, Captain puts his in his side pocket on his pants, and I put mine in my pack. If I reach around underneath on the bottom, it's like a little built-in trash can. And so I put my trash in there, and then we empty it out at night into this bag, which goes in our bear can, which goes out into the woods. Talking about Camino, what shoes did you wear? Why not use them for the AT? Okay, so the Camino, we just were living in an RV in Europe. We just went through our RV and said, okay, we need this for the Camino. We really didn't buy anything. We just made do with what we had. It wasn't in our budget to really buy much, and we figured, well, for a month we can muscle through anything. We did go buy shoes at Decathlon, which is like a lower end REI in Europe. And we just bought the off the shoe rack. So it was actually a Decathlon brand. So nothing fancy, nothing expensive. We all got blisters, but then they went away and our feet remained fine. I don't think I could do that again now. My feet are older and I'm older. And I think that the importance of really good shoes is crucial on a hike like that. Like
Absolutely,
I think it's, and they don't have to be expensive, but they have to work really well for your feet. And I don't think those would work well for my feet. How light are your pack weights now?
Not that light.
Mine is I think typically between 23 and 25 pounds now, which is wonderful, closer to 23. However, that is if we're in an area that has a lot of water and we don't have to carry out 3 and 4 liters. Right now, we've said it several times in the vlog, we're carrying out 3 and 4 liters, and that's 2.2 pounds for every liter. So our packs are heavy. And yours is probably around 30.
Mine's probably 30, 35.
Yeah, because he has a lot of he has our batteries, and they're £1 each, and I think we have 4 of them, right?
Yes.
And I think we can go with less, but we ran out of juice once, and now he's worried about it, so he won't let go of them.
Nope.
All right, let's see. David said that David has followed 5 2024 hikers online. Some are already dropped off for lots of reasons. The end of the bus comment is new to me. Somebody has to be at the end of the bus. At least you're on the bus. I love that. Yes, so if you guys have heard me make there's not a question there, but I want to explain that. If you've heard me make the end of the bus comment, it means, or the back of the bus, it means we're there's the bubble. Basically, we're at the very back of it. And so we're still on the bus, but we're at the back. And it's just because of circumstances of our life and getting off to take care of other things that are important to us. So, okay, David wants to know how many calories we think we consume on an average day.
It's a good question. We're definitely calorie deficit right now.
You think so?
It's just too hard to get in probably
reason.
Around 3,000. I don't base myself off this, but my watch normally tells me around 3,000 calories are burned. But I'm gonna guess that's accurate because we're walking so much.
Yeah.
And there's no way we can consume even close to that to be even close to a calorie.
Well, I think. Could you open that up? I'm putting in the olive oil supplements.
I might want to keep that until the water.
Okay. I think that we are not. I think your water's done actually. We are not diligently counting our calories. To be honest, I know a lot of people are, but we eat all the time, and we eat a lot, and we eat more than when we're hungry.
In the beginning, we were probably at our meeting our maintenance calories, so just consuming the amount that we burn. Mm-hmm. But I've got a feeling that now we're walking more and we're doing more in the heat as well. We're burning more calories, and then we're unable to meet our needed calories.
I think we could very well start losing weight or be losing weight at this point.
And I mean, in the end, it's not exactly about weight. It could be just our like the ratio of muscle to just body fat.
So we're just getting more muscle?
Potentially.
I feel more muscly. Okay, question from Stephanie. Okay, this was a question that is not AT related, but I said give any questions, and I really want to answer this. How does it work transferring from public school to cyber school? Do you have to talk to public school, or can cyber school just request the records? I'm about to put my 10th grader in cyber school due to what, I won't read the personal stuff, but okay. So we're in the US, so I don't know where you're reporting from. There's a big bee on you right there.
Yeah, it's
oh
fine.
Gosh. We did absolutely nothing. Now it could have changed. This was
2014 when we
7 years ago, right? And we just made sure we had records from the school we were at, because I always keep records from any school that they're in or any homeschooling stuff. And that's really, really important going forward if they want to go back into traditional school. In the US, you do not actually need to have a high school diploma to go to university. And so that was never a concern. We just kind of left, and we didn't want to be held to any standards or anything that the schools required of us to like present a portfolio or anything like that, because we were transitioning into our world schooling and a different type of education. Now, when Captain applied to be in the dual enrollment program at Embry-Riddle, I think you had to fill out a form. I think you might have had to take a math and English
I had
test.
to take several standardized tests. But at this point, I've kind of accepted that to go to the level of schools that I'm interested in, that has to happen.
Yeah, you have to take. Sorry, I just zoned out there for a minute. You have to take standardized tests, and both the kids took standardized tests when they got late into their high school years, because the universities they wanted to attend required them. But I would check with the cyber school just to see, what exactly they require, because it might be different now, and every place is a little different. Okay, Sandra wants to know what our favorite things are about the trail. You can't say meeting people because that is a given. And what are your least favorite things? Okay. You want your olive oil?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just leave it there.
Okay, so do you want me to go first, or do you want me to
Sure,
go
go
first? Favorite things about the trail. I love being in nature. I love the hiking. Of course, I love the people, but I'm not going to say that. I love using my body every day and feeling so strong. I love my time with Captain. I actually like sleeping out in nature when I can sleep, which is not always. I don't always get a good night's sleep. What do you love about the trail? like, nothing.
I do have to say, I pushing myself is kind of a very big pro.
Yeah,
to
I
this.
love that.
Just being able to constantly go out. It is a bit different than like just running or working out, because you do have to have a different mindset to it. You can't just like use all your energy in the first half hour and then be done.
Which we did today. That's why we're eating lunch at 11. Okay. Least favorite?
Well,
You got a lot of things for that?
I do have to say, sleep is not ideal on the trail. I think that is one of the worst parts, just because I can very rarely sleep throughout the entire night.
Yeah.
And that leaves me very tired just during the days.
We get woken up a lot, just tossing and turning. And last night, this morning, he woke up and he goes, "Do you know those birds never shut up? The birds," or whatever that was last night,
There yes.
until like 2 and 3 in the morning.
I believe it was until like maybe 5 or 6. That was when I realized it. But
Freezing.
these birds just started singing or whatever immediately as the sun went down.
They weren't very good singers.
Not
What else?
on-
Least favorite?
I would also say
I know. What you're
just
gonna say.
having to be constantly aware.
Yeah.
That it puts a lot of kind of it's very mentally taxing, because you have to think about water, you have to think about the next time you'll have food, that you have to think about how much you have to pack out,
Watching for snakes.
and it's definitely a part of it. I think that's kind of just life, but it's tougher with kind of all of these. But yeah.
My least favorite's the food. For sure. And missing Will. This is really hard to be apart like this, and we've never been apart for this long before, and I don't like it. Will we hitchhike?
Good question. Eventually,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It hasn't come up yet, but yeah, we will hitchhike if it's something, if there's a situation where it requires it. Absolutely. We're not scared of hitchhiking. I know a lot of people are scared of it. I mean, it's a big thing in Europe. We've picked up hitchhikers before. We've got rode with strangers before. Like it doesn't scare us.
Yeah.
Okay, the AT is a different beast of a trail. Rock climbing, hills, mountains, multiple environments. What's your thought on so far on differences between the Camino and the AT?
Night and day.
Did they ask the comparisons?
I would say Camino is baby, this is adult.
Don't say that because that's insulting. People have done it, but
I'm not
like-
saying that it is I'm not in any way invalidating.
right, you're not saying someone's
doing
a
the Camino.
baby. You're
No.
saying that is
very pampered of a trail. Now, I enjoyed that as well. I would definitely say that I would take the Camino over this if I had like a month to do another trail and I wanted to maybe relax a bit more. But I would definitely say that this is a lot more mentally taxing than the Camino.
I absolutely adored the Camino, and I am really enjoying this. The Camino was type A fun. I mean, type 1 fun. This is type 2 fun, and you've heard me talk about that before. This is not to discount anyone's Camino trip, but this is far, far harder because, and this is the main reason, one, it's longer, but because you don't get a good night's sleep and you don't eat really great protein, powerful food for your day, and you can't just stop and say, you know what, I need some more protein. I'm just going to stop in 3 hours, have a coffee, and have a Spanish omelet. It doesn't work that way here. That you're going to carry a heavy pack. You're going to, the food is going to be an issue. The sleeping is going to be an issue. The terrain is hard. It's harder than the Camino, but it's also longer. So you have to mentally and physically be prepared for something much longer. So there is very little cultural experience in this when you're coming in and out of towns because you don't do it much here. Whereas on the Camino, that's a huge, the Camino Frances, that's a huge part of it. It's a cultural experience and the study of northern Spain. Do I prefer one over the other? No. They are completely different beasts, and I love the Camino, and I love this. I say love this with a little bit of a, like I said, some days are really hard, but then some days on the Camino are really hard, What the Camino offers to, or maybe it's a stepping stone to this, is that you can pay someone, I don't remember what the price is now, 4 to 6 euros to carry your bag from location to location.
This would be just in a van. They don't carry it alongside you.
Right. They send it in a van to the next location. So if you have any sort of physical limitations, but you still want to hike, it's really good for that. There's places to get food, and or if you have equipment issues, all that kind of stuff. If there's rain, you can get out of the rain immediately if you don't want to be in it. Whereas on the AT, that is not an option. You just got to suck it up. So anyway, I hope that gives enough of a comparison. They're both hiking, but it's like, that's the only thing they have in common. Great, yeah, send us more questions, guys. Okay, we're gonna eat our lunch and get back on the trail. Bye. So Captain and I just took an hour break, an hour and 40 minutes ago, and we just plopped down on the trail now. We are both feeling just really just wiped out. And I don't know if it's the fact that we've done a little more than half of this trail and our bodies are just tired. So this might be what's making his back hurt and me tired and my feet hurt. We're not officially in the Rocksylvania zone, according to what everyone's written, but walking on this is really, really hard. Really hard. My feet were doing really great. They've been really sore today, and we're only 8 miles in, which usually I don't even start to feel my tendonitis until about 11 miles. I'm sure the water carry, to be honest, I think the water carry has a lot to do with it. Okay, I'm convinced that it's not just us. There must be something in the air, because we just passed another thru-hiker and he was plopped down right on the trail, shoes off, getting ready to take a nap. And we've only seen a couple people napping on the trail all the time that we've been out here hiking. And I have taken 3 impromptu naps that just jumped up on me when we were sitting someplace out. I was like, out. So, but we're both just struggling. It's 20 minutes to 2. We've got another 13 miles. We really need to do those 13, at least 10 of them. So this is what the water crossings are looking like, completely dried up. See, those stones are right there. So clearly there was a path to go across the water, and it's dry as a bone. This has been for weeks and weeks like this. Help, send water. The terrain is not terribly hard, but it's rocky, and it's like, for me, I think my feet issue is it's rocky, and it's not even the rocks of Pennsylvania, but I think it's preparatory for them, right? It's really uneven, rocky, rooty terrain, and it's challenging in our, see, so the temperature's gone up too, honey. It's 77 degrees. I don't know what the humidity is. It was at 85% this morning. Yellow Springs Village Register. This is interesting. Lo, do you want to go sit in the chair for a minute?
That's ironic.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh. You want to sit down for a minute? You could take your nap there.
Funny.
Wow, that's a nice chair.
Yeah.
I wonder why someone left that. Probably because it weighs too much.
Who knows? Maybe it's the Yellow Springs Village. That's it.
That's
just a chair.
it. That's the village right there. So, just keeping it real with you guys, letting you know we're just kind of like, just not feeling it at all. One of you recently commented on the vlog about how it's mostly young people or college age kids and retirees out here, and that, oh, cobweb, oh my gosh. And that the reason that is that everyone in the middle is working. I don't remember exact comment, but working, and it's expensive to live in the United States. That was basically the gist of the quote, the comment. So, tell me, are you in those middle years, young kids or college kids, and this is something that you want to do? And if you're going to say yes, then let me make this suggestion. Do it. And before you say, oh, that must be nice, or that's easier, that's this or that's that. I understand I'm not independently wealthy. I don't have a trust fund, nothing like that. Will and I have worked our tails off and worked well over 40-hour weeks for most of our life, and for definitely the last 10 years of full-time travel. We made a decision to do what I am now calling a working retirement, which means we're doing a lot of the things that most people do in retirement, or that we had planned to do in retirement, but while working full-time as well. It is hard. Yes, it's hard. But it's the only way we get to do the things that we're doing. Now, how about I suggest that if you're in those middle years and you want to come do this and you're like, oh, how can I afford it? How can I that? Do you have a retirement fund? Do you have home equity line of credit? Can you withdraw from that? And do you have a job that will allow you to take oh gosh, the bugs now, a 6-month leave of absence. Is it maybe time to change jobs? And the reason I say this, you're probably going, oh, take out a retirement, create a home equity line of credit. Oh my gosh, you know. But what if you can't do this when you retire? For whatever reason. An ailing spouse, let's knock on some wood over here. You know, you had some other financial hardship that came up. Your grown kids need you to be childcare, whatever the situation may be. You can make that money back and you can always find another job. But you can't get this time back. You can't get this body back. You can't get this desire that you're wanting to do this back. So what can you change in your life? And just to give you an example, we made the decision to sell everything we own, including our house, to live this life that we embarked on 10 years ago. And it was scary, and it was not the norm, and we were walking away from the American dream. And I'm really, really glad we did it. It was probably one of the, if not the best decision of our life. Now, does that mean it's for everyone? No, it's not necessarily for everyone. But if you're sitting here saying, I can't possibly do the AT, or I can't possibly do this dream because I'm in those middle years, you can. It's just, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to kick the can on for maybe working another year longer than you planned through retirement? Or maybe having your kids pay for part of their university, or selling your house. You know, selling your house, paying off your debt, and then coming on this hike, and then going back and living in an apartment. So yes, I do believe there are exceptions where people just can't possibly do it, okay? But I think a lot of the time it's fear, and it's also what we're not willing to sacrifice to have this. And that's okay. That's okay if you don't want to sell your house. You've worked hard for it. Then you want the house more than you want the dream. But I do believe if there is a will, and I have a will on many levels, you can make it happen. Don't wait. Just don't wait. Don't wait. The village of Rush Gap stood here from 1820 to 1910. Peak population of 1,000 plus people. Industries were coal mining and railroad equipment repair. The mines were not productive, and the railroad moved its operations in 1872. All right, water crossing Beaver Dam ahead. But I heard it's pretty fine logs. I think we're going to be okay. Appalachian State Game Lands. One of you was asking me about the Game Lands permits. So on the comments, and I wasn't sure what that meant. So Appalachian Trail hikers welcome overnight camping permitted for through hikers walking the trail from point of beginning to an exit, which is not the place of beginning. And then all the things that you can do and not do. All right, I think Game Lands is maybe, I think, is that maybe like hunting and fishing, I'm thinking? Okay, I guess it's posted for the one who was asking that question. Of black bugs out here, and they are very drawn to Captain. I think it's his lovely fragrance of body odor.
Funny.
He tried to outrun them, but I told him I think they can run 25 miles per hour like the bears.
Also funny.
I'm a funny mummy. So I made him, he feels that they're not attacking him as much if he's behind me, but I just made him go in front of me because he has Snadar. And this feels like a snake zone, big time. Out in the sun, lots of high grass. Yep, definitely a snake zone. Probably.
Welcome to the...
Oh, apparently Captain wants to do this one in the dark, so we're going to do this one in the dark. What is it? What day is it?
The end of day, you guess.
I don't even know.
105, 106.
Bing, bing, bing.
Wait, I gotta check on my phone. 105. We went from tent site mile 1166 to tent site mile 1184. We went 18.4 miles.
And we are very tired.
Oh, of course. I feel like this is a story every night, guys. So just get used to it. We hiked from, what time did we start this morning?
Maybe like 7 a.m.
7:10, I think.
We spoiled ourselves a little bit and let ourselves sleep in a grand total of a half an hour.
Right. I think we woke up at 6:15, maybe. We were on the road by 7:15, but then we took like a lot of breaks today. We
did take a lot of breaks.
We
today.
took at least an hour-long lunch and an hour-long dinner, which we never do. Can you guys hear that? Listen to this. Listen. What is that?
Those sound like cicadas to me.
They sound like cicadas a little bit, but like maybe the American version, because they sound different in France. They're so loud, and they're definitely nocturnal. I don't think it's frogs. I hope they don't eat us tonight, whatever it is.
That's funny.
Anyway, we can't hear the bears roaming around, or the snakes with their rattles, so that's probably better. Best and worst.
My best?
Yeah.
Going to sleep.
Me too. My best is going to sleep. My worst, the whole day.
I wouldn't say it was that bad.
What? You were saying it was a really hard day.
It was a really hard day, but we had some good moments. I would say we had a really nice view at the end of the day. And
we did. We talked to some nice people today.
We talked to some nice people, exactly. It wasn't
we met
all
a dog
bad.
today.
We
a
did.
dog on the trail.
We did.
Yeah, today was, my feet hurt so bad starting out early. And I don't think I'm not going to blame the shoes. I don't think it's the shoes. My feet just hurt today. It's been kind of rocky, and Roxavagna, I think, starts tomorrow. And so, I don't know. Things hurt today. I don't know why. It wasn't that hot.
I think it may also be because we've been doing a lot of water carries. I don't know if you touched on that already.
I did talk about that, and actually that's what I was saying I think was the problem, that we were carrying 3 to 4 liters of water versus 2 liters that we normally carry, so double the amount of weight. And I think it did us in.
But I would also say a fun part of the day was that little swamp area that we went through.
Oh my gosh, where I almost fell in.
That was fun for me.
I'm sure it was fun for you. I'm still picking wood chips out of my buttocks.
But I would have to say, I think the main reason my feet were hurting me today were because I have tried on these new Solomons, and while they are very supportive in my ankle and kind of that area, they're very much a boot. They are very rough, I would have to say. They don't have much in the way of cushion, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit spoiled with cushion, but I like my Hoka's.
Yeah.
And so I think that's mainly why my feet were hurting
When
today.
we see down on Saturday, you're going back to your Hoka's, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm loving my Hoka's. I don't know what's going on with my feet. I just have feet problems. It's not the shoes, it's just my feet. I have bad feet. I'm going to get a foot transplant.
That's funny.
Okay, you guys. We gotta go to bed. I hope you're out there living that damn dash. Like, look at us. We're living that dash.
And we'll see you.
Wait. I want to say one more thing. It's also like 9:30 at night. Like, we got in, set up the tent, and like we're not in the tent for the night until like 10 after 9. So we are beat. It was a long, long day. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Captain.
We will see you on day 106.
I don't know if it's that we're just dirty people, or it's just a lot of effort, and it just feels like you stink almost immediately after the fact anyway, so it almost seems pointless, you know?
I mean, our clothing has such a smell to it.
Yeah. All right, so Hazel, we're dirty birdies out here.
No kidding.
Yeah, we're disgusting. The poorly constructed beaver dam. Oh boy, okay. You know what? I'm gonna come close to you because I want to be able to watch where you step, and I'll put the camera down. Captain, I don't think I can do that though. I don't have the strength for that. Shit. How am I gonna get out of the beaver dam?
So being in this...
He's alive, I swear. You coming, Captain? Day what?